Hey there, hi there. Not Hyde here. That's right, it's me, Jackal. And it's good to be back. You know, I've been hearing a lot of voices, mostly inside of my own head, telling me I'm not as fun as I used to be.
Yeah,
It's
right.
me.
That's right.
I'm not as fun as I
could
used
they
to
do
be.
wrong? How could
I
they
can't
do
believe
wrong?
it.
Hey,
So we're gonna
quiet
get
that guy
loose
down.
and play Love in the Time of Death Shrines. I know next to nothing about this game, but it looks interesting. It has this nice purple cursor. Very big. I like how big it is. You don't find cursors that big too often. Lilibeth. Warmth spills across the block's bare concrete, then climbs to reach the bookstore's sign. That's not a bookstore. Lilibeth, you're kinda blind. What is this Eiffel... or... yeah, this kinda looks like the Eiffel Tower, but it's not. And these kinda look like giraffes made of metal. I'm sure this is some sculptor's workshop. Or perhaps it's like, perhaps this is Tesla's, hidden workshop somewhere at the South Pole. That's where he put it, right? That's probably where he put it. Across the horizon, over the balcony's hard edge, extends the Great Machine. Oh, I should have just read. Of course this is the Great Machine, what else would it be? I listen idly as a song of light is sung against the whirring of the Death Shrine. I do like the Death Shrine. Tell me more about the Death Shrine. It all feels especially oppressive today. A shrine to death will feel oppressive. Or liberating, depending on what side of the Death Shrine you're on. Are you the sacrifice on the Death Shrine? Please, please let me be the sacrifice next time. It's so liberating being the sacrifice. Almost as liberating as being the one sacrificing you. What? You don't want to be the sacrifice? Fine, more for me. We're back at the bookstore. Okay. An hour passes, and with the light, it fades. Like the hour fades? I guess so. If you imagine time as being this linear thing, where it can go somewhere, but it's never really going anywhere, right? Time's always just right there. You can reach out and grab it. Even if you can't see it, you can reach backwards and touch the past. And the past can touch you, whether you want it to or not. No restraining order out there is powerful enough to restrain the past from touching you, unfortunately. Lilibeth, you look back. The gray blur vanishes into segmented pink brick. It still looks gray to me, which itself is carved up by glass panes. It's a building. You found a building. It's not so much of a death shrine, just a building. Is this the building housing the death shrine? Yesterday, when walking this exact route, this wall continued unto itself as any other of the shrine. So this is part of the shrine. When you think of shrines, you don't really think of the building itself. You think about something that would be inside of a building, perhaps under your bed, hidden beneath all of the shame, maybe hidden away in a closet or a false door. You know, something like that. It's more of a structure or a furniture inside of a building than the entire building itself. If you want to call the building a shrine, I guess there are religions where buildings would be shrines, but they're really just a part, not so much the whole, right? It's always been my impression of a shrine. Although I guess there are some pretty grand shrines out there that would be considered buildings. A lot of Shinto shrines, perhaps. Yeah. I don't know. I don't really like this distinction here. Why are we making it? Lilibeth says, scenarios play through my mind. Teleportation, a secretive construction, and the instantaneous pulling back of its concrete curtain. The insemination of a material fragment from an alternate reality. We've got some purple pen here, which is fitting for a purple cursor. But there is a lot to think about there. The insemination of a material fragment from an alternate reality. It's true, in a way, if you think about it. Any time you turn an idea into an artifact, whether it be writing on a paper, or a painting, or even a digital artifact, like a MIDI file or a video like this one. You're creating something that is really coming out of the dimension of your consciousness, if you want to consider it a dimension. It is an alternate reality, right? It's a reality created by your brain. It's not actually real. None of this is actually real. I'm not real. You're not real. I hope you had a great day, because none of it's real. Not even the great day. But we're making it reality. We're pulling it into this reality that we have shared intersubjectively and agreed upon intersubjectively. And, yeah, bringing the subjective into the intersubjective world is kind of like inseminating reality with a material fragment of your being. Yeah, that's true. Now, don't go inseminating reality too carefreely, otherwise you're gonna have a lot of kids that you have to care for. Yeah. I giggle to myself, but nothing sticks. Why would it? I peer in at the hardbacks, waiting. What are the hardbacks? Their names are unremarkable, though the impossibility of their faces calls to me. Yeah, but what are they? I oblige. Yeah, but why? Oh, they're books. Of course they're books. Why wouldn't they be books? The doorbell jingles overhead as I push through. Are we just gonna ignore this gaping hole in reality? Is this what happens when you don't inseminate reality? Should we have inseminated reality even harder than we have? I don't know if I want that. I don't think I do. A universe expands before me. Rows of bookshelves with ladders propped up against them run like arms of a maze into the shadowy realm of the depths of the store. You found a bookstore. Good for you. It's incredible. A sanctuary within the heart of the Death Shrine. The Death Shrine. Okay, we're in a bookstore, and if that's a sanctuary within the heart of the Death Shrine, then is the Death Shrine a mall? It could be a mall. Or like one of those, shopping centers. What are they called? Outlet malls? Something like that, perhaps. It could be one of those. The row immediately visible to me is occupied by an individual. Selfishly, I pray for their humanity. What? Oh, I see. You can't inseminate other people with your reality. That doesn't seem right to me. As a former medical doctor, I think you can inseminate other people with a material fragment of your reality. I think that's how most insemination works, yeah. Above the dim-lit sea protrudes a second floor with even more bookshelves stacked upon it. It's not much of a sea, is it? Like, seas tend to be fluid. I guess air is a fluid, isn't it? And these bookshelves are kind of like a reef in the seabed. Yeah, with all the stinky book air flowing through these corridors. A pale figure, human from the outset, browses its contents. I take pause and narrowed eyes. Do events like these even bestow answers? No, but I think you could probably put down the thesaurus. Find a new book. Here's a classics section, right? You can skip over this. You don't need to read this unless it's about Groucho Marx. Select an entity to interact with. Oh, goody! We get to interact with reality. Oh, okay. This is the person. Oh, I see. Well, obviously we're not going to talk to the person. We're going to talk to the gaping hole in reality. My curiosity gets the better of me. You know what that did to the cat, right? I find myself browsing the individual's... Oh, we ended up in the Marx aisle, didn't we? Or the Sterner aisle. Radical individualism. Okay, fine. She's bypassed the philosophers for the mystics lurking behind. She turns at my footsteps. Hello? She smiles slightly before her eyes fall on my left shoulder. My tattoo, my sword. Well, you know they say the tattoo pen is mightier. Are you ruled by the sword? Somehow, even with her choice of literature, The question is jarring. Yes, get me out of here. Yeah, I feel like most people who get tattoos kind of end up ruled by the sword. That's probably the truth, yeah. I have nothing against people who get tattoos, but they probably are ruled by the sword if I had to guess. And it's an expensive sword, too. Like a very expensive sword. I fawn in returning her smile. Oh, you have a voice. I guess so. I try to be. I get out the words out. I get out the words out, picking up and opening the nearest book to kindly... I get out the words out, picking up and opening the nearest book to kindly declare my disengagement. Yeah. Whenever you don't want to talk to someone, just look away and don't engage. They love that. It's very kind. Her expression droops at one end, then lifts even higher. I don't want to talk to you anyway. No. Don't tell me it's a lovely tattoo. That's not what I want to do here. I want you to go away. Go away, shoo, you're in my book pile. You're swimming in my book ocean currents, and I need you gone. This is my coral reef, not yours. Go away. I thank her before escaping back into the ocean. Back into the ocean. Okay, we've had enough with this hole in reality. We don't care about her. Let's talk to the human thing. The world creaks under my ascension to the second floor. Ascending is pretty difficult, right? Like, you've got to become a higher dimensional being, I guess. It reminds me a lot of, the pursuit of alchemists, right? The Philosopher's Stone, and the transmutation of base metals into gold. That's about, the ascension of the human soul. It wasn't really about transcending the limitations of the physical world, and, I guess transmogrifying, or what would you even call it? Transmutation. Alchemizing? Transmutation. Alchemying? Transmutation. Archimedes screwing? Transmutation. I don't know what you would call it, right? But yes, it was about transforming. Transmutation. That might be a better word. Transmogrifying might be the right word, though. Transmutation. I don't know. I really don't. But yeah. The creation of the Philosopher's Stone was said to occur in several steps, right? There was, what was it called? There was albedo, there was, rubato, I think was the end. There's one in the middle. No one ever remembers that one. But there are 3 stages where the stone would change colors from, white to black to red, I think. Yeah, I think that's what it was. It's a very difficult process. But it was supposed to be like a metaphor for the transmutation. There we go, that's the word. Transmutation of the human soul. Which is a funny concept to think of, because the human soul is not transmutable, right? Back in the day when people thought we had souls, people thought they were incorruptible things. The only thing you could do is really sell it to someone. And that's the only way it would ever get destroyed, in a way. Otherwise, it would be immutable, and you would either burn in hell forever, or you'd ascend to heaven, and you would burn in the freezing cold forever. Yeah, I don't know. I don't understand too much about the soul. I don't think I have one. Which is funny, because I have 2 consciences. At least. And maybe more. Anyway, I think that every single person in the shrine must have turned at me all at once. When I look up, no one's moved. Yeah, no one ever appreciates their betters. I get that a lot when I go out. I always expect fanfare, and I expect people to do things for me, but they never do. They never do. I know they know. It's not like I don't. It's just... what's wrong with people, right? They really ought to recognize my superiority, and they don't. And it makes me angry. It makes me angry with people, and I don't like it. I want them to stop. My body's weight lifts when I spot the photography section. I waft up the last few steps, and within moments find a book in my hands. What's the book on? Smokestacks? Oh yeah, that's very artsy. Everybody loves the industrial look, right? Alright, Trent Reznor. I see what you're doing here, your next album cover. As if. Trent Reznor, come on, get back to your roots. Don't leave Gary Newman doing all of the industrial music that I like. I remember when Trent Reznor was cool. And he was an enemy in Super Mario World 3. Yeah, I remember that. Images of the great machine set themselves out across the pages. Fascination escapes my horror. For such a moment, it nearly transforms to wonder. Actually, I think you mean it transmogrifies to wonder. Elijah? Dude, don't talk to me. I'm staring at smokestacks. It's incredible how Schiller pulls beauty from the artificial. No, it's not. Humans do that all the time. There's nothing incredible about that. There's something incredible about your afro here. Like, your hairstyle is very asymmetric. You'd make a fantastic VTuber. My head shoots up. No, this guy's head shot up. Look at it. It shot up mostly on this side, though. The ghost of the second floor now stands before me. I stare for a moment too long into his foggy blue eyes. Oh, yeah? I made polite conversation, but he did not leave, nor did he recognize my superiority. Therefore, I disengaged by picking up a book and ignoring him completely. I feel my words clatter at his feet. I'm disarmed. Live by the sword, die by the sword. If you wouldn't have let this dude cut off your arm tattoo, none of this would have happened. He smiles. His hair is so curly. That's exactly what I thought. His glasses really suit him? I can't see any glasses. His hair is curly. No, totally. I have another collection of his works at home. It's gorgeous. I managed to cobble together a real reply, even if it is a lie. Thank God. It might sound strange, but I find modernist structures like that almost spiritual. Like they contain a sort of power. They do. They contain the power of a smokestack. Typically hot air. Hot fluids, perhaps. If you want to include water vapor. Other gases. Yeah. Oh, and of course solid particulate matter like, soot. Can't forget all of the soot they're pumping into the atmosphere. Who could forget that? It's like this whole block, something in its form, the way it reaches. They remind me of temples. Or shrines. We linger in the warmth. I can almost hear light singing outside the door. I gather up the words I'd dropped. I have to ask. Have you been in this place before? I'm pretty sure it appeared out of thin air. A few times, here and there. I own it. I fail completely to conceal the excitement rising within me. This is a love story, isn't it? I got tricked by these neat graphics into playing another love story. For how long? Did you just buy it? Did you fall into it? No way! How long have you been here? He becomes apprehensive. It'll be 3 years in July. Oh, well, you better leave before you make it 4. Congratulations. Ask the question. So how'd you get in here? Oh wait, how'd you get it here? His grin begins to fade. I'm not sure what you're saying. But he does. Of course he does. I know he does. Of course he knows. He's being coy here. Look at him with his smug glasses and his curly hair. Of course he knows what's going on here. He's owned this place for over 3 years now. 10 years now. 100 years now. He's been here, just waiting. And look at these little particles off to the side. He knows what's up. And you know what's up. You know he knows what's up. He's just hiding it from you. Everybody hides things from you. They're horrible people. Okay, sure. I stiffen at his dishonesty. It's frustrating and disappointing, and I hate him for it. Sure, yeah. I should let you get back to your job. The conflict in his eyes grows mournful. Guilt slithers down my throat, although I don't have anything to feel guilty for, so I imagine it's the guilt washing over him that's sliding into my nostrils and down my post-nasal drip cavity. Put back the book to begin away. Can I show you something? No, absolutely not. I look up. His expression resides somewhere between desperate and afraid. No! No, you can't show me anything. Don't go to a secondary location. How do you not know that? He leads me into the shadowy depths, holding open for me a door nearly concealed. Do not go to a secondary location. You make my job easy when you do this kind of thing, you know? Then they'll never find your body. I don't know what to tell you people. I keep giving you perfectly good advice, and you keep falling for the same tricks. It's kind of boring, you know? I've been alive since the Victorian era. I've been doing this for how many hundreds of years now? At least 100 years. And it never gets harder. People are always the same, they never change. Generally, enter secret room and back of near empty store with strange man isn't something I'm on board with. It shouldn't be. And yet here you are, doing exactly that. Actually, I'm not sure I have an excuse. You really don't. I've been telling you this entire time. You don't have an excuse. I stepped through. Inside circle desks, upon which reside a mountain of papers, textbooks, and diagrams, some real evil genius shit. I pick up a ripped out page with notes and drawings scrawled over it. It's from the book I'd just been browsing. Stay silent. Maybe he'll forget you're there. If it's like any other kind of predator, like maybe if you have a prey freeze response, they won't see you. Like, I know that works for hawks. It did not work for T-Rex, who could see things if they weren't moving. But as far as things like from above go, like hawks might have more difficulty if you freeze up, because they're looking down at you. Even if they have good eyes, if you have good camouflage on your back, there's a good chance they might not see if you don't move. That's not really a problem with their eyesight, or not being able to see things if they don't move. That's more of a distance kind of thing, and camouflage of prey. Yeah. I scanned through the annotations, trying to make sense of his barely legible handwriting. What I said about power, about these structures, it's not just spirituality or man's awe. He moves across the room, behind his research hell, to an incomprehensible assemblage of machinery and pipes penetrating the walls of the room. He can say what he likes. I stop in awe. Their power is real. They reach endlessly. No, they have ends. They terminate somewhere in the atmosphere. They're pylons tethered to the untetherable, cosmic monuments. No, I don't think they are. Although, to be fair, if you think about it, the Earth is not a closed system, and there is a density gradient. So, any of the gases that we pump out into the atmosphere may eventually escape to outer space. Eventually. Some of the heavier molecules would have to be broken down before they could escape based on density. But you never know. You never do. All it would take to really shuffle things up a little bit would be a massive bolide collision, something like a large meteorite that could, I don't know, send ejecta up into outer space, and then through the cosmos. Yeah. I force out the words, still fixed on the mechanism. Who are you? His pause feels endless as I drown in complexity. I came here from a parallel reality. My head snaps to his. Mine would too, looking at this. I should have known something was up. This is not a normal Earth style. I fucking knew it. Yeah, he did lie to us. By Elizabeth. Wait a second. Elizabeth. For pursuing Pixel's Game. Have I played one of your games before? Maybe I haven't. Maybe Hyde did. I feel like Hyde's played an Elizabeth game. Elizabeth. Hold on a second. I'm gonna take a look. I'm gonna take a look at, I feel like it was one of the visual novels, Petrichor. I thought it was Petrichor. The story about the fairies. You want to know something? I picked out this game because of the unique visual style. I thought it looked very interesting. And, I had no idea that it was one of Elizabeth's game. Elizabeth sounds like I'm summoning a demon, but that's okay. Yeah. Yeah, I had no idea this was one of Elizabeth's games, but, it is. For whatever reason, this visual style really appeals to me, and, I enjoyed it. I think I had many of the same comments for Petrichor. The writing style is sometimes very obtuse, and I think that can work for a game. In this game, however, it was very different from the last one, wasn't it? It was very different from Petrichor. Petrichor was very supernatural, and it had a feeling of nature and fairies and I don't know, the forces of nature. And this one was very industrial in feeling, wasn't it? Even the forces of nature felt industrial. Power being stored in machines, cosmic significance being stored in pipes and in these large pylons emitting smoke. It was a very interesting change in perspective there. Yeah, I had a lot of fun. I'm gonna give that 4.5 out of 5 cigarettes. And a smokestack. I hope you enjoyed it. I did too. I'll see you all next time. If I'm still sane. I might not be. But for now, Jekyll out.